And welcome to News at Noon. First, the highlight. Lagos State Governor appreciates Lagosians for peaceful local government elections. President Tinubu directs Niger Delta Development Commission to complete abandoned projects. And on the foreign scene, Israeli airstrike kills over 29 people in Gaza. And in sports, Nigeria Super Falcons targets perfection in group clash against Foxes of Algeria. Now the news in details. I am Tammy Dayo Anthony. The Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has extended his heartfelt appreciation to all Lagosians for coming out to perform their civic duty in the local government elections. The governor commended the people for their peaceful conduct, sense of responsibility, and turnout across polling units, saying they have once again demonstrated the true spirit of Lagos, a state built on participation, progress, and people-centered governance. He commended the youths, elders, market women, artisans, professionals, and all stakeholders who exercised their rights to vote with dignity and orderliness. The governor applauded security agencies, the media, and electoral officials, thanking them for their professionalism, dedication, and commitments to ensuring a safe and credible process, saying their efforts helped them to make the day a success. He advised candidates and political actors to remain calm, respectful, and law-abiding as they await the official result from the Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission, LASEC. Governor Sanwo-Olu urged the people to keep the spirit alive as they continue to build Lagos of their dreams, thanking the people for their trust, voice, and votes. In a bold move to strengthen emergency healthcare services, the Lagos State government has officially inaugurated 10 prefabricated ambulance points located at Agege, Agbowa, Masha, Surulere, Badagry, Mautu, Ekpe, Shomolu, Igondo, Iba, and Ibejuleki areas of the state under the Lagos State Ambulance Service, Lasambos. The initiative, led by the Ministry of Health, is designed to improve pre-hospital care and emergency response time across communities. The Special Advisor to the Governor on Health, Kemi Ogunyemi, described the initiative as a landmark step towards the realization of Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration's Themes Plus agenda, particularly in delivering timely and quality emergency healthcare to Lagosians. Ogunyemi reaffirmed the government's commitment to saving lives, supporting frontline responders, and building a healthier, safer Lagos for all. As a way of redefining retirement and promoting economic self-reliance, the Lagos State government has graduated its first batch of retiring civil servants for a transformative entrepreneurship training program. At the graduation ceremony held at Lausa, Ikeja, 100 retirees received certificates and startup packs to help launch their new ventures after decades of dedicated public service. The initiative under Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's Themes Plus agenda aims to equip retiring officers with practical business skills, financial literacy, and the right mindset to transition smoothly from civil service to successful entrepreneurs, wealth creators, and community builders. Now, speaking at the graduation ceremony, the head of service, Olabo Diaguru, noted that the initiative underscores the present administration's dedication to preparing public servants for a productive life beyond service. In his remarks, guest speaker Olajide Basharun, a retired permanent secretary of the ministry, encouraged the graduates to embrace continuous learning, innovation, and networking to succeed in their entrepreneurial pursuit. And now to the rest of the stories. President Bola Tinubu has directed the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, to prioritize the completion of all abandoned critical projects across the Niger Delta region. The president issued the directive during the 25th anniversary plenary celebration of the NDDC held in Port Harcourt. The event was themed, Transmitting Vision to Reality for Sustainable Development of the Niger Delta region. Tinubu, who was represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, said NDDC plays a central role in the national development strategy. The president said his administration prioritized the development of Niger Delta due to the region's significant contribution to nation's progress. He expressed confidence that once completed, the projects would accelerate development of the region and the country at large. reaffirmed the federal government's continued support for NDDC to enable it to fulfill its mandate of advancing development of Niger Delta. Over 200 communities in Oyo State have called for the eradication of female genital mutilation, FGM. This was reviewed during a one-day engagement led by the State Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Inclusion with UNICEF in collaboration with Trailblazer Initiative Nigeria in Ibadan, the state capital. The executive director of Trailblazer Initiative Nigeria, Dari Olagoke Adaramoye, explains that the advocacy meeting was held with community leaders, including traditional rulers, religious leaders, women leaders, and youth representatives from Ido, Oluyole, Olorunshogo, and Shaki East local government areas. Olagoke Adaramoye said the advocacy is focused on raising awareness about devastating health risks, psychological trauma, and legal implications of FGM under the State Violence Against Persons Prohibition Law. He ordered that government is committed to providing continuous mentorship, regular follow-ups, and collaboration with law enforcement and healthcare providers to ensure compliance and support for survivors. And now to foreign news. Gaza's civil defense agency said Israeli airstrikes has killed at least 29 Palestinians, including children, near a water distribution point. The attacks came with apparent deadlock in the week of indirect talk in Qatar between Israel and Palestinian militant group Hamas for a ceasefire in the territory. Civil defense spokesperson Hamadou Bassal said Gaza City was hit by several strikes overnight and in the early morning, killing 8, including women and children, and wounding others. And now to sports. Having secured passage into the knockout rounds of the ongoing Women's Africa Cup of Nations tournament in Morocco, the Super Falcons says they are looking to close out the group phase as they take on Algeria today. At the 9-time continental champions prepare to take on the Foxes of Algeria, head coach Justina Madugu has revealed he will be rotating his side against the North Africans, partly due to the grueling encounter against Botswana. Nigeria currently has 0 injury and suspension concern in the team heading into the fixture with Algeria, though French squad members will be losing to seize their opportunities if under a restart by the manager. The Falcons are heading to the fixture, which will be played at the Labi Solari Stadium in Casablanca, as they are the only country at the WAFCON who have qualified for the next round and the only team with maximum points for their 2 matches thus far. Algeria, on the other hand, has 4 points from their first 2 group fixtures, having beaten Botswana to a unforced 1-0 victory and playing out a goalless stalemate with fellows North African side Tunisia last Thursday. But just before we go, slow down at road junctions, intersections, and pedestrian crossings. You can follow us on like all our social media platform. X the Traffic Radio 961. Facebook is Lagos Traffic Radio 961 FM. Instagram is Lagos Traffic Radio 961. You can also subscribe and watch our news live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. And you can also visit our website on www.trafficradio961.ng. And you can listen to Lagos Traffic Radio 961 FM live on My Lagos app for timely update. Now, did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration introduced the Lagos Economic Acceleration Program, LEAP, to reduce the effects of COVID-19 pandemic on small businesses? You can get more details on Lagos State Government's website. Now, to end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. The Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has extended his heartfelt appreciation to all Lagosians for coming out to perform their civic duty in the local government elections. President Bola Tinubu has directed the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, to prioritize the completion of all abandoned critical projects across the Niger Delta region. We also told you that Gaza's Civil Defense Agency said Israeli airstrikes has killed at least 29 Palestinians, including 6 children, near a water distribution point. At its sports, having secured passage into the knockout rounds of the ongoing Women's Africa Cup of Nations tournament in Morocco, The Super Falcons said they are looking close at the group phase as they take on Algeria today. For contact with the newsroom, please send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. The NSD News broadcast compiled by Adesua Ejoyaka. My name is Dayo Anthony. Have an amazing Sunday afternoon.